Hey Prashant, thank you so much for coming in, man. Appreciate it. I got a lot to cover, so I'm going to talk fast. I apologize here. Again, I like to break everything into categories we're going to work on, right? Unfortunately, there's not one or two moves that do it all. So we do have to kind of break up and figure out what the focus is for each individual exercise. So I want to start with flexion, right? Knee bending. Probably not the highest priority. You're kicking butt, honestly, on your bending so far. But the few options that we came up with, man, first one, I think the easiest thing you can do if you can sit on the edge of counter or a high chair or something like that, let your legs dangle. You're gonna put your left leg in front of your right and let the left leg be in charge of that bending. So the right one is just along for the ride, kind of bring that back. Again, we want all of these stretches to feel, you know, if it's a 0 to 10 thing, you know, I want this to be a 4, right? I want you to feel, oh, I'm stretching something, but I'm not in pain by any means, right? Don't take any of these stretches up to a 10 because there's no need, and we're already doing well. So just spend maybe 90 seconds, you know, to 2 minutes on just some gentle knee bending. Another option for knee bending, which I think you're doing pretty good with already, is just that standing version, and you just work on that full flexion as hard as you can. That way the hamstring strength is in charge of how much bend you're gonna get. If that makes that hamstring tendon a little bit mad, feel free to back off that one, or just throw in a hamstring stretch first, you know, before you do those, while you do those. I think that's it for now. There's definitely some more aggressive bending exercises I'll show you next week, but for now, that's a good spot. If we talk about knee extension, probably a bigger priority. You're doing really well. Darn camera. We're doing well on your extension. I'm not worried for where we are now. But what I would do real simple is anytime you ice to, again, you have this leg already propped up, you want some air under the knee, and then just the weight of the ice. You might throw that ice pack on and just let it ride for 10 minutes, and that will get it down. I've had people do an ice pack plus 5 or 10 pounds and really, you know, put some heavy books on there, put something heavy on there. And the idea is with this, that this is passive rehab. You don't have to watch it or fight it or do anything. Hell, you can watch TV or you can read a book, and that's just gonna happen over time. So I want your return to extension to kind of happen gradually. It's not gonna be a forceful lockout because that hurts right now. So nice and easy there. The other one we're gonna do for extension is, if we're gonna do an active extension, I want it to go ahead and involve the quad. So that's just this little half kick we have here, so that you could use your whole roll that you have and just do a really forceful kick. That way your quad's getting some work and you're also working on that hyperextension. Love those, love either one of those. One's passive, one's active. You gotta kind of pick, you know, which one you're feeling in that moment. I'm hoping in a given day, you do a couple rounds of the icing one and a couple rounds of the kicking one, just kind of spread throughout. And you'll notice on all these, I don't care about sets and reps. I don't count reps, don't care how many you do. I care mostly about frequency. If you just wait till 8 p.m. and you do a round of rehab, you're gonna be pretty stiff, you know, but if you can sneak in 2 minutes of rehab here, 5 minutes there, and 30 seconds there, just kind of throughout the day, you've done a lot, you've done enough. So sprinkle all these in. If you have a moment, especially the standing ones, you can kind of do anywhere. These that take a little bit of equipment might be a little bit more harder to come by, but I know you're committed, man, you'll get it done. So love these. This kind of brings us right into that third category. We've done flexion, we've done extension, third one's gonna be the quad. So love this. Can't go wrong doing the old way. Obviously it's worked for you well now, just doing the full range kicks. Again, with these, I have just a touch of a problem right now because it engages the entire quad. Your weakest spot is gonna be that VMO part, that inner part of the quad. So that's why I like this little partial kick, because it isolates that inner quad. So if I'm being real picky, this is my winner. And again, probably with the bigger roll if you can, if it's pain-free. Remember, if you do have pain on the kick, pull those toes back into dorsiflexion a little bit. That will help with some of that pain as well. The other quad one I want to do is, I got two other quad ones I like, both upright ones. We're gonna do, we talked about this staggered squat. So again, normal up and down, kind of a sit to stand movement. But if you're even with your feet, you know that you're using that good leg a little bit better. So I want you to stagger a touch, that right leg back makes that right leg have to work a little bit harder. So that's a nice way. This is gonna be our first squat that we do, right? And just really nothing more than body weight. We're not weighting anything right now. We're just getting comfortable with this transition. You know, if you've been sitting for a half hour, that stand up is hard, right? So we just want this transition to become a little more natural. The hardest thing I would do for the quad right now is gonna be that lateral step up. So get to your stairs, go ahead and face sideways on the stair. Hopefully you got the wall or the rail or something there to hold on to, and then you're just doing these little repeated up and down. So again, that's because we're not bending super deep, we're really keeping it right there to that lower part of the quad. I'm hoping you feel more in the quad than the knee. If you are feeling knee, remember to engage the heel, push through the heel every chance you get. That should take some of that pressure off. If you're still feeling it in the knee, we're just not there yet. Ice it, rest it, come back a few hours later, hopefully it's feeling a little bit better. That's gonna be out of all the things I've been giving you, this lateral step up is probably gonna be the hardest. I think by next week we're conquering it, but you can start to mix and match that in a little bit now. All right, next category, balance. I think balance is a very important and underutilized one. All I want you doing there is just that stand on one leg. Whenever you have something close by if you need it, lock that knee, stand still. Heck man, brush your teeth like this, wash your hands like this. Just let's get used to putting weight on that right leg. You know, for the last 2 weeks, it's been a little bit of the opposite of that, right? A little bit of favoring towards the left side. So right now, we're just kind of mentally checking back into that right side. Earlier in the session, we did the little mini knee bends, did the one leg, did some weight shifting. Honestly, you flew past all that stuff as the session went on. So the only one I'd really take from that would just be the standing on one leg. Two more things for your gait. I think we've determined you can pretty much live outside of that brace. I'm fine with that. Now, time of day matters, right? If that leg's dog tired at the end of the day, go ahead and put that brace on, you're safe, right? If you're gonna be walking a fair amount of distance, put that brace on. But if it's short distances, you're safe, you're slow, everything, there's no animals running around you, there's no little kids, gonna bounce into you, then I think we go without the brace. Again, as much of a normal gait as we can. Heel to toe, big, land in extension, come out of it in flexion. You know what you're doing there. I'm not gonna lose too much sleep over that yet. For stairs, again, I think you're ready for up the stairs, reciprocal, down the stairs one at a time. Again, play around with it, but no more crutches on the stairs. I think you're past that. And then for other areas, I know we had a little bit of hamstring, a little bit of Achilles tightness. So then I don't want to get too far down the road on those, but I'd go ahead and just stretch that calf, both in a straight knee position, so you hit that upper calf, and a little bit with a bent knee, so you hit that Achilles. Just kind of mix those in, if you don't mind. We're getting low on the priority list here, right? But hey, if you're already standing and doing some other work, a little bit of calf stretching would be great. Same for that hamstring, just a little bit of hamstring stretching there. We can get into technique on those later, but right now, just as long as you feel some stretch back there, we're happy. I'm gonna go ahead and send you a link for the knee sleeve. So feel free to wear that, especially as you start working on your feet a little bit more. I think you'll want some compression on that sleeve, or on that knee, excuse me. So it's a lot. Again, if it were me, I'd say, I got 2 minutes to kill. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out some calf stretching, knock out maybe a dozen or two of these. I'm gonna knock out, let's see, I gotta get some bending in, so I'll go ahead and kind of work on my bending here. And then I want to finish with some extensions, so I'll prop it up and throw some ice on it. Hey, there you checked 4 boxes real quick. So, and if you do that a couple times a day, 3 times a day, I think we're going to be in good shape, man. I know it's a lot. It's just because we have to kind of pull from a lot of different categories. The hope is each week we kind of don't need to worry. We're not going to worry about balance as much anymore. We're not going to worry about the swelling as much or the pain as much. So that's when we can have a little more fun and be a little more focused on the strength and the good stuff. But if you have any questions, please reach out. I want to be very accessible for you, man. If you got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you next Friday. We will do a fair mix of what we did today. A lot of hands-on. We'll zap the muscle. We'll get in the gym and do some work, and then we'll tweak the homework. Because I'm sure by then you'll be ready for some bigger, better stuff. So Oh, last thing, sorry, I forgot. I wanted to mention the treadmill. If you do get to your clubhouse or gym or anything like that, and you have access to the treadmill, just like we did in here, I think 3 to 5 minutes of backwards treadmill, very low setting. We're talking like half a mile an hour is plenty. But to work on that locking out on a repetitive manner, I think that's a great kickstart for you. You also do have enough motion to hit a stationary bike without any impedance there. I mean, the first rep might be tough. You might need to stretch a little bit before you get into it, but stationary bike and backwards treadmill, A-okay by me. If those don't happen for a week and a half, no biggie. All right, brother, that was fun. Take care. Bye.